let's continue our classes, and we are going to deal with the knowledge management networks. Okay, cities need to create and utilize knowledge management framework which require comprehensive data collection to understand hyper-local needs and challenges. Resources can be used more efficiently and sustainably with local allocation-specific knowledge which is best generated and understood locally. Okay, even SDR is 10 essentials for making cities resilient, organize for disaster resilience, identify, understand, and use current and future risk scenarios. Okay, strengthen financial capacity for resilience, pursue resilient urban development, and design a safe national buffer to enhance the productive functions offered by the national ecosystem, strengthen its constitutional capacity for resilience, understand and strengthen societal capacity for resilience, increase infrastructure resilience, ensure effective disaster response, expedite recovery, and build better. Okay, landslides, while it is recently hilly regions of Wayana district of Kerala experienced one of the worst landslides in the recent history. Okay, landslide in India. A landslide is a mass movement of materials as a rock, earth, or debris down a slope under the influence of gravity. Okay, steep slopes, steep inclines makes the mountains vulnerable to landslides from mineral water or seismic activity. As per the India landslide susceptibility MIP, okay, like ILSN around 13.17% of the countries is susceptible to landslides, and that what 1.5% is very highly susceptible. Sikkim has 57.6% is landslide prone areas, while Kerala outside Himalayas has 44% of the land in a very high susceptibility and category. Okay, India accounts for about 8% of the global fatalities due to landslides. Okay, coastal landslides, Himalayan regions, tectonically unstable formation. The young actively forming Himalayas are prone to earthquake, increasing landslide risk. Okay, loose limits, uncomparable geological materials, hidden susceptibility to landslide. Hydropower projects, 3 projects complete. Okay, large amounts of water in one area can increase both humidity and pressure. The higher humidity can contribute to the landslide risk. Relevant activities, human interventions like road winding and large construction projects further destabilize the already fragile mountain environment. Okay, Western Ghats monsoon induced landslides, heavily rainfall, especially during monsoons. The sleep western side and cyclones on the western side, eastern side and coastal soil leading to landslides. Geological stability with no tectonic activity, while generally stable, these regions have some uplifted areas affected by the recent tectonic movements which can influence landslide susceptibility. Deforestation, removal of native trees, chemical oils, stability as these trees normally help hold topsoil to the bedrock. Anthropogenic activities such as mining, human settlements, and constructions. Okay, step second for mitigation of landslides. Okay, early warning forecasting. The Geological Survey of India recently established National Landslide Forecasting Center (NLFC) in Kolkata to enhance landslide protection. Like a Bushkan web portal and Bushkalom mobile app were launched to enable quick dissemination of landslides forecast and allows stakeholders to share and update spatial and temporal information on landslide occurrence. Okay, and 1 to 2% of GNP of economic losses in developing countries due to the landslide. 80% of the landslide fatalities occur in developing countries. Between 1998 and 2017, landslides affected 4.8 billion people, caused over 80,000 deaths globally. WHO 70% of the Mumbai's landslides prone areas are in the informal settlements. The WRI India report. National Disaster Management Authority guidelines. NDMA's guidelines on management of landslides are as now avalanches outline the national policy for managing landslides and related activities. Dedicated schemes. NDMA launched the landslide risk mitigation scheme. LRMS to financially and technically support landslide prone areas. National landslide risk management strategy. This strategy document addresses all the components of landslide disaster reductions and management, such as hazard mapping, monitoring, and early warning systems, awareness programs, capacity building, and training regulations and policies. Stabilization and mitigation of landslide, etc. Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction 2015-2030 was the first major agreement of the post-2015 development agenda and provides member states with the concrete actions to protect development gains from the risk of survey for accepted ESA draft notification for Western Ghats across 6 states as it will becomes law and would impose restrictions on economic activities such as quarrying, mining, and large infrastructure development. These areas land uses and regulations, implementations of land uses and regulations based on local and site specific laws maps to be made mandatory in hills, mountains, slave modification regulations such as slope modification regulations of the Azimod municipal corporations can be a good model for other regulatory bodies in a landslide prone areas to follow. State-specific landslide mitigation strategies need to be formulated to address specific issues, especially for each mountain state. Okay, regulating development activities. For example, Kerala should decline engineering projects and consider sensitive areas and establish expert committees. Determine feasibility of other projects are suggested by the Madhav Garville Committee of Kerala. Okay, International Solar Alliance (ISA). Why the recently Paraguay became the 100th country to join the International Solar Alliance, that is ISA. Global energy transition landscape. The current trajectory towards sustainable development is misaligned with the Paris Agreement goal of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Current projections suggest that by 2050 there will be only a moderate 4% reduction in global emissions, pushing the rise of global warming to an alarming 2.4 degrees Celsius. That is ISA. Global emulsion must be cut by 43% in the decade for the world to reach 1.5 degrees Celsius limit agreed in Paris UNFCCC that the world requires $1.6 to $2.2 trillion in solar investments by 2030. A medium to fuel both growth and transition is the most accessible and versatile renewable energy sources of exhibit higher potential at lower cost cost of electricity LCOE that is of 0.049 kilowatt per hour. Okay, while capable of producing 1,600 to 498 100 EJ per day, low carbon footprint compared to other renewable sources like hydropower and bioenergy, high decentralized potential example of grid system and advanced technological developments compared to other renewable sources. Remarkable growth rate with 21% of CAGR, that is 52% surpassing wind, bioenergy, hydro energy. Projected contribution to total energy mix is 27% by 2030, 3,500 gigawatts of capacity building. Penetration of solar energy in global area capacity projected to increase from 28% in 2021 to 45% to the International Solar Alliance ISA. The NC jointly announced why India and France 2015 at the UN Paris Climate Change Conference, that is COP21 at the UNFCCC. ISA framework agreement came into the force in 2017 about its treaty-based intergovernmental organization that is an action-oriented, member-driven cooperative platform for increased deployment of solar energy technology. Membership 109 signatory members, that is 100 ratified. LGBT all UN member states 2020 amendments to framework agreement. Okay, main roles to ensure energy access, energy security, and facilitate energy transition in its members countries, particularly focused on least developed countries, LDCs, and small island developing states. Okay, SSID is partnership with international institutions. Example, observer status as the United Nations 2008 comprehensive program focusing on 3 priority areas: analytics, advocacy, capacity building, and programmatic support. Okay, whereby towards 1,000 strategy mobiles USD 1,000 billion for investments in solar energy solutions by 2030. Deliver energy access 1,000 million people using clean energy solutions. Okay, installations of 1,000 gigawatts of solar energy capacity mitigate global solar emissions to the tune of 1,000 million tons of CO2 every year. Okay, structure assembly apex decision making body comprising representative from all member countries. Okay, next we have the assembly apex decision making body comprising representative from all members countries. Secretariat with the director general committee standing and regional committees. Okay, significance of ISA energy cooperation in this is nuanced approach beyond one size fits all. A differentiation approach of high income countries and emerging economies, low income countries. Ideas. Okay. Taking solar energy from labs to streets, democratic access to technology and resources, especially for developing and low-income countries. Okay, creation of global solar energy market by encouraging large-scale development with the reduced cost and collaborative development. Example, PM Kusum scale solar applications in agriculture, facilitate standardized policies and procedures to instill confidence in investors by offsetting risk. Example, standardized auctions and power purchase agreements, PPA framework. Okay, platform for collaborative research and development pool resources to improve R&D developing countries if they lack the financial capability. Significant shift in India's foreign policy, India's global leadership and sustainability to further strategic interests. Example, Mission Life India is playing a role of the bridge between the global north and the global south in harnessing solar energy through ISA. India is also providing new normative norms in the domain of global energy governance, which will address the concerns of global south countries. Example, highlights the issues like greater technological efficiency, financial assistance, etc. Challenges for ISA. Okay, coordination issues among the member states hindering the effective implementation of initiatives. Example, issues like the membership price imbalance, procedure over pragmatism or potential roadblocks. Okay, geopolitical challenges. China dominates the global solar supply chain, which is a hindrance of achievement of gender equality, energy equity. Private sector participation in most developing countries falls under the public sector domain and involvement of private sector through, although important for scaling, may make renewable energy inaccessible, hindering energy equity and justice. Implementation of issues of land acquisition and potential ecological harm caused by the land intensive or solar deployment. Example of the 50 solar parks started only 11 are completely until chosen to the technical center. Example, grid integration way for address challenges celebrated related to the solar energy and equal global star energy access due to regional disparities and adoption cost, etc. Ensuring energy security, decoupling of per capita energy consumption with energy intensity with a focus on people-centric growth, with a focus on energy equality along with the scaling renewable energy production. Focus on must be on inclusion of all stakeholders with a bottom-up approach to solar proliferation initiatives like ISA, the Green Hydrogen Innovation Center, and the Global Biofuel Alliance demonstrates India's capability in shaping new discourses on global renewable energy rooted in the age-old Indian traditions ethos of Vasudhaiva Kutumbaka. Okay, initiatives taken by the ISA: one world, one sun, one world, one grid, or SOWOG connects different regional grids through a common grid that will be used to transfer renewable energy power. Solar technology application resource in STRC for capacity building and institutional strengthening global solar facility to realize solar investments in underserved segments in geography across Africa. Development of large-scale solar power projects under the solar power concept of cluster group of ISC member. ISC Solar Fellowship for immediate career professional skilling of qualified professionals, manpower for management of solar energy projects, international solar facility for connective conditions for impact of government partnership case studies. India's first ever rolling solar planet, Kamkulam, Kerala, Surya Muhutam, a hybrid kitchen connected indoor solar cooking solutions by the Indian Oil Corporation IOCL. Canal top solar panels on Sardar Sarovar project Gujarat addresses land acquisition issues, improves efficiency of energy production. North Sea 1 NS1, world's first offshore solar sea farm in Netherlands, SOL share. A Bangladeshi startup is revolutionizing the solar peer-to-peer electricity trading systems through an ICT-enabled network. Great Indian Busted Coin is Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change (MOFCC) approved funds for next phase from 2024 to 2025 of Busted Recovery Program. Busted Recovery Program is concerned with the coverage of species great in the Busted GIB and lesser Florican. There are 4 Busted species present in India. Other 2 are by Bengal, Florican, McEwen and Busted. Okay, background plan to recover the species first started in 2013 under the National Busted Recovery Plan, which later gave way to the Busted Recovery Project in 2016. The Busted Recovery Project commenced for an initial period of 5 years, 2016-21, and now extended till 2033. The current status as of now around 140 GIBs and fewer than 1,000 lesser Floricaries are surviving in the wild. The project implemented by the Wildlife Institute of India, Confining Agency, National Compensatory Afforestation Fund Management and Planning Authority, Campa Authority, Partner Agencies, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Rajasthan Forest Department of Gujarat and Maharashtra Forest Departments. Project objective is conservation, breeding, secure exterior populations of great Indian Busted and lesser Florican. Applied research prioritize conservation areas, characterize threats, access pollution, population and habitat status, and evaluate management effectiveness, capacity building and outreach, improve production enforcement, sensitize stakeholders and incentivize local engines. Pilot implementation of surgical habitat management, demonstrate best practices through experimental interventions. Okay, next we have the about lesser Florican. Lesser Florican hypothesis indicates as the smallest bird of the Busted family. OTD, okay, Conservation Center, Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, Schedule 1 and Schedule 4. IUCN critically endangered habitat, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, and threats. Okay, pesticide usage in breeding grounds, mismanagement, agro grasslands through untimely grass harvest, excessive livestock grazing, etc. Okay, next we have the collaborating agencies. Mumbai National History Society, a Pan-Indian India Wildlife Research Organization has been promoting the key cause of nature, the conservation since 1880. The conservation of nature, primarily biological diversity, through action based on research, education, and public awareness. Others in International Fund for Hobra Conservation, Renaco, the Corbett Foundation, Human Society, National GVDA Charitable Trust, the Grasslands Trust, about Great Indian JB Conservation Status, Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, Schedule 1 and 4, IUCN Critical Endangered Sites, Appendix 1, key characteristics, habitat, agro, grasslands, bird, academic, with the Indian subcontinent. In India, their population is conferred mostly to Rajasthan and Gujarat. Small population occur in Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. Food habitat, omnivorous birds, they feed on grass seeds, insects, grasshoppers, and beetles, and sometimes even small rodents and reptiles. This GIB lacks frontal vision, breed mostly during the monsoon season when the females lay a single egg on open ground. The importance of GIB is considered as indicators of the health of grasslands or pulse of grasslands ecosystem. Steps taken for GIB's declaration of protected areas. Habitats designated as national parks or sanctuaries. For example, Desert National Park, Rajasthan, area grassland, Lala, Busted Wildlife Sanctuary. Species Recovery Program GIBs has been identified for conservation efforts under the Species Recovery Program, which is a centrally sponsored scheme for development of wildlife habitats. Program which is centrally providing financial and technical assistance to states for GIB protection, conservation, breeding, captive population development of for wild release and in situ conservation support. For example, GIB conservation breeding centers are functioning in Rajasthan, Assam, Ramdwara. Legal protection included in the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, which prohibit hunting, capacity development, such as training in artificial incubation and insemination techniques. For example, personnel were trained in artificial breeding techniques at National Avian Research Center, NIRC, Abu Dhabi in 2023. Okay, next we have the threats to GIB's predation, domestic and feral animals, dogs and cats, hanging and national predation targets, eggs and chicks. Okay, Purple lioness GIBs are more vulnerable due to the narrow frontal vision and large sizes for the wild steady. Okay, due to GIB die annually due to the biological approaching and hunting, hunted for meat, feathers and body parts. Despite illegal protection, human disturbances, grazing, recreation and tourism disrupt nesting and fragging areas. phosphate pesticides. Continuous exposure of such contaminated feed to birds could pose a severe threat in the near future. Okay, next we have the climate change, alters habitat degradation, availability of food resources. Okay, next we have the Supreme Court of Apex Court also monitoring the GIB and lesser forest conservation program and a petition seeking protection of the two species in is pending before a conclusion. Saving the great and the western requires multi-level collaboration. This effort extends beyond the single species, aiming to protect all the causes, addressing complex challenges, demands coordinated high action for long-term restoration success. Okay, soil health. Why an international conference on soils held in Morocco. ESCO has pledged to support its member states by establishing World Soil Health Index in association with its international borders. Okay, soil profile. Okay, 0 horizon loose and partly decaying organic matter. A horizon mineral matter mixed with some humans. Okay, some humus. Okay, A horizon light. So standardized measure ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ let's continue. Okay, standardized measure for assessing soil quality across regions and ecosystems. Okay, identifies degradation or improved risk identities, identifies areas at risk and uses enhances understanding of soil management effectiveness. In addition, UNESCO will launch a pilot program for long-term soil and landscape management in 10 natural sites supported by its biosphere reserve program. Soil defined as a mixture of rock debris and organic materials which develop on the Earth's surface. Factors of soil formation is influenced by the relief parent materials, climate, vegetation, life forms of the time and human activities. Importance healthy soils are essential for maintaining ecosystems and biodiversity regulations. The climate producing food and purifying water. Okay, soil degradation. Soil degradation is a physical, chemical, and biological decline in soil quality. It can be loss of the organic matter, decline in soil fertility and structural conditions, erosion, adverse changes in salinity, acidity, or alkalinity, and the effects of toxic chemicals, pollutants, or excessive flooding. Okay, according to the World Atlas of Desertification, 75% of the soils are already degraded, directly impacting 3.2 billion people, and if current risk continue, this proportion will rise to 90% by 2020 as per ISRO's desertification and degradation atlas of India 2021. A total degraded land of 96.4 million hectares, that is 29.32% of the total geographical areas. Okay, factors behind degrading soil health: deforestation, vegetation destructions, and accelerates soil degradation, increases susceptibility to wind and water erosion, resulting in loss of organic material, decreases soil segregation, stability, and fertility. As per ISRO's desertification and land degradation atlas of India, June 2021, a report around 30 MHA desertification and degradations in India during 2018-2019 happened through vegetation degradation, salination, alkalization strategies such as improper canal irrigation, water management, and key lead to salination in semi-arid and arid areas causing salt accumulation in root zones. About 50% of the arable land in Punjab has been damaged due to salinity, improper crop rotation, in intensive cereal-based rotation styles and wheat, and due to the various pressures such as the population growth, land shortage, etc., causing soil fertility decline. Okay, next we have the overgrazing. It is excess lands, livestock carrying capacity, which is also reduces vegetation quantity and quality. Exam degradations of planting grasslands of etc. Okay, steps taken to improve soil health. Promotion of organic farming. Organic farming is being promoted through various schemes or programs, namely Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, RKVY, commissions of integrated development of horticulture, MIDH, National Mission on oil size and oil palm, NMO, etc. Soil health card contains the status of soil with respect to 12 parameters, namely NPK, micronutrients, okay, secondary nutrient, okay, is zinc, iron, copper, micronutrients, and PHEC, okay, OC physical parameters. Improving forest coverage as per the India State of Forest Report, FSI 2021. In 2 years, total forest and tree cover increased by 22 to 61 square kilometers in India, which helps to reduce soil erosion, prevent burning of crop residues. National guidelines have been issued to prevent burning of crop residues, thereby ensuring there's proper recycling for improving soil health. The Bond Challenges project. The Bond Challenge is a global goal to bring 150 million hectares of degraded and deforested landscapes into restoration by 2030 and 20 and 350 million hectares by 2030. Okay, next we have way for adapting sustainable practice, diverse crop rotations, enhance soil health, reduces pest, boosts microbial activity, and improves yields. To maximize soil cover crops can be planted as part of both grazing and cropland operations to maximize soil cover year round. Okay, the presence of productive vegetative cover such as grass shrubs, cultivated crops, even stable, decreases the velocity of wind and minimizes its eroding capacity. Moreover, the root system of negotiation vegetation helps to compact and keep together soil particles, can minimize disturbance, adopt measures like eliminating tillage, optimizing chemical inputs, etc. Integrated land use plan allocates resources considering varied uses and user demands across agriculture, industry, and other sectors to reduce negative effects on soil. Precision farming utilizing GPS sensors and data analytics to optimize soil management practices, ensuring the right amount of water, nutrients, and pesticides are applied where needed. Okay, community-based soil conservation, identification, and development of sustainable, suitable approaches, tools that helps to carry out participative soil health assessment. Okay, using short, FAO releases chair of the world's forest 2024 reports time of this year, accelerating forest solutions through innovations. Key highlights deforestation rate declined to 10.2 million hectares HA per year 2015 to from 15.8 million hectare per year 2009 to India ranked third for average annual net gain in forest area from 2010 to 2020. Non-timber forest products have supported livelihoods about 275 million people in India. In for innovations in forest sector, climate change related wildlife face innovative forest and land management strategies needed for resilience shift toward bioeconomy, zero carbon bioeconomy needs innovations for privacy efficient wood-based products issues. Okay, opportunities from non-wood forest products, wild forest based foods including fish are rich in micronutrients and have high nutrient content. Okay, types of innovation enhancing potential of forest and trees. Okay, technological remote sensing and cloud computing can generate high quality forest data, thereby providing improved forest management. For example, NASA and ESA's LASAT and Copernicus programs, social policy and institutions all interrelated and dynamic innovations to better engage women, youth, and indigenous people. Okay, example, India's joint forest management program is one by third of the female representations on committees. Okay, financial innovations to enhance value of standing forest, boost restoration efforts, etc. Example, innovations like script, okay, soft commodity risk platform. Okay, next we have the ensure the sustainable management members. India is not a product, cannot even water cost conventions, UN conventions on the law of the non-innovation uses of international water sources was adopted in 1997. India's water 397 aligns with it. Okay, navigating new horizons. A foresight report released by the UNEP. The report identifies various critical global shifts which are accelerating the triple planetary crisis of pollution, biodiversity loss, and climate change. It also highlights that global poly crisis, its multiple shocks such as wars, extreme weather, pandemics, etc. faced today are intro-one and are a consequence of globalization. Various shifts in and potential disruption, changing relationship between humans and the environment, rising MMR, increasing unendurable spaces due to climate change, scarcity and competition for critical resources is reshaping global security dynamics. Example, orbital space debris, like waves of innovation, the digital landscape, Internet of Things, AI adoption, and autonomous and artificial intelligence weapon systems, amplify the risk of biological agents, misuse like a mass replacement that is plus 1.5% of the world population is possibly displaced. Like eco anxiety, negative emotional responses related to the threat of the environment and climate crisis. Okay, barriers to development of innovations in forest sector, lack of innovation, culture discouraging curiosity, creativity, and risk taking. Okay, capital limitations like human deficiency, like a natural limited access to forest. Okay, social restricted tenure, etc. Lack of policy support impacting technology adoption, recommendation to scale up innovation, recognizing and rewarding innovation can help foster conducive culture, boost skills, capabilities, and knowledge to ensure that forest sector stakeholders have capacity to manage innovation, creation, and adoption. Okay, provide opportunities for knowledge and technology transfer and will appropriate safeguard ensure universally accessible financial resources. Okay, recommendations: a new social contract as per United Nations Secretary General report our common agenda by engaging diverse stakeholders including the women, indigenous, and young people. Okay, agile and adaptive governance for sustainable future with the use of technology and funding. Okay, guiding governance through data and knowledge. Okay, next we have the United Nations Water Convention. Ivory Coast joined the United Nations Water Conventions on the protection and use of transboundary water courses and international lakes. The United Nations Water Convention then is adopted in the Helsinki, Finland in 1992 and entered into force in 1996. Legally binding requires parties to use transboundary water responsibly and equitably Okay, climate change and marginal performance. Impact of climate change and marginal farmers report was released by the Forum for Enterprise for the Equitable Development Feed, which is dedicated to advocating for marginal farmers. Categories of farmers based on land holding: marginal less than 1 hectares, like a small 1 2 hectares, medium 2 to 4 hectares, medium 4 to 10 hectares, large 10 hectares and above. Okay, next we have the Spring Initiative. Okay, UN based network principle for responsible investments. PRA has launched Spring, a new initiative to halt to reverse national loss by 2030. About Spring Initiative supported by the coalition of 200 investors managing a combined 15 trillion in assets. Okay, objective to address systemic risk of natural loss to societies and long-term portfolio values creation by the enhancing corporate practices on forest loss and land degradation. Okay, it focuses on responsible political engagement and vital aspect of corporate governance. Okay, fund for responding to loss and damage. The board for loss and damage fund decided to call it as a fund to respond to loss and damage of FRL. It was decided that Philippines will be the host country for board of the fund. About FRL, it was established in 27th session of the NFCC conference of the Paris COP in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. It is the purpose fund will help covering what is compensate for losses and damages from natural disasters caused by the climate change. Loss and damages refers to negative consequences that arises from the unavoidable risk of climate change. Okay, like rising sea levels, prolonged heat waves, desertification, ocean acidification, etc., air pollution, and house pollinators more steady Key highlights vulnerability due to extreme weather. Over 1/3 of the marginal farmers had to cope with extreme weather events at least twice in 5 years. Reduction in agricultural income. Climate change may reduce annual agricultural income by 15 to 18% and by 20 to 25% in irrigated areas. Again, economic survey that is in 2017-2018. Livelihood diversification. Over 86% of the farmers altered their occupation due to climate impacts. Alternative livelihood includes temporal migration, seeking wool under the Mandrega, etc. Third is an option of CRA practice high up front cost elevated knowledge about options. Small holding and holdings and lack of physical resources are the major hurdles in adoption of climate resilient agricultural CRA practices. Okay, next we have air pollution harms pollinators most study. Okay, recent study published in National Communication reveals that air pollution disproportionately harms pollinators like bees and butterflies, while crop destroying pests remain largely unaffected. Okay, key recommendations strengthening existing platforms like the Global Alliance for Climate Smart Agriculture (GACSA) developed by the FAO. Okay, shift focus from land productivity gains produced per hectare to water productivity. Grains produced per cubic meter or irrigation water. Mission mode approach on education, training, orientation, extension support to farmers. Okay, findings say send basic communication disruptions, air pollutants, water scan, trade airborne chemicals against disrupting bees and wasps. Okay, ability to locate flower matters or prey. Okay, biological impact among the biological behaviors including feeding, growth, survival, and reproduction. The ability to locate food was most severely impaired. Okay, next we have the ozone is most harmful pollutant. Ozone reduced the benefits insects' ability to thrive by around 34% of nitrogen oxides. Also had substantial negative effects. Damage at low pollution levels, changes in insect performance occur even at low levels of air pollution. About pollination, reported as pollination in essential part of plant reproduction refers to transferring pollen grains from the male and another. The flow of the female stigma, it is all 82 types of self-pollination transfer of pollen grains with the same flower or another flower of the same plant. Okay, cross-pollination transfer of pollen grains, the flower of a different plant to the same plant. Okay, pollinators refer to agents or facilitators of pollination. It could be abiotic, wind and water, biotic insect for bees, wasps, beetles, etc. Birds and bats among others. Pollinating pollination of inflower. Okay, stigma bonus and the stigma cross-pollination, self-pollination. Okay, next we have the thereby diverting meltwater streams and slowing ice sheet loss. About geoengineering. Geoengineering is deliberate large-scale manipulation of Earth's climate systems to contract anthropogenic global warming. Okay, categories of geoengineering: solar engineering, solar radiation management (SRM). It aims to limit the sun's radiation into the Earth's surface and reduce the global average temperature. Status includes aerosol injection, marine cloud brightening, albedo improvement, ocean mirror, etc. Carbon geoengineering, carbon dioxide removal. CDR aims to reduce the concentrations of CO2 in the atmosphere by removing from the atmosphere. Status includes carbon capture and storage, ocean alkalinity enhancement, ocean fertilization, etc. Geoengineering significance: can compete in decarbonization efforts and help reduce impacts of global warming, can prevent climate change, induce extreme disasters and protect livelihoods. Okay, can halt melting of glaciers and restricted areas. Sea level rise. A concern a potential of major disturbances to ecosystems and might also cause termination shocks. Rapid rise in global temperature. The technology pose can lead to potential extreme events: acid rain and altered precipitation patterns. Okay, next we have the white paper on glacial engineering. A group of scientists have released a landmark white paper on glacial geoengineering. Geoengineering is a deliberate modification of the climate system around a glacier to slow the melt of the ice shelf and reduce sea level rise. Proposed glacial geoengineering strategies: ocean heat transport interventions, setting sediment burns or fibrous curtains along the seabed in the front of the ice shelves to block the flow of warm circumpolar deep water based hydrology. Okay, interventions slow the flow of streams that carry meltwater of the ice sheets. This can be done through the drilling holes through glacier beds to create drainage channels. Okay, dual tower solar thermal power. China has unveiled the world's first dual tower solar thermal power plant TPP, which boosts energy efficiency by 24%. Features of the solar TPP: tracking of sunlight. The plant features 200-meter tall towers, each surrounded by the thousands of connects. We have the mirror which automatically track the sun's movement and achieve 94% reflection efficiency. Storage of excess heat: the plant utilizes motor installed storage as a thermal battery, allowing it to store accept heat collected during the day for continuous power generation and night series. Released report on the Rosewood series. Launch series Rosewood. The global pictures report. The report details sites listed, rosewood species, characteristic, ecosystem roles, disease generation rates, and other such information will help series size bodies make informed non-determinate findings. NDFs is mandatory scientific analysis under the sites to ensure that exporting a specified quantity of specimens of Appendix 1 and 2 lesser species will not affect their long-term survival in the wild. Like rosewood also called as palisander, encompasses a wide range of tropical hardwoods in the Fabaceae leguminous for family. Rosewood transport in Appendix 2 of the cities include Delberga, Latfolia, Malabar, Rosewood, and Delberga, Shisham are found in India and are listed as vulnerable and least concern, respectively, on IUCN Red List. African resource Canary to Western African countries is listed as endangered on IUCN Red List. Utility, crafting furniture, and musical instruments fall causes soil improvement. Okay, Dalbengia species can improve degraded soil through fast decomposing leaf litter rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and carbon fixing some species from the symbiotic association with the soil bacteria to fix atmospheric nitrogen. Okay. Conventions international trade in endangered species of wildlife, fauna and flora sites, and international legally binding agreement between the government to ensure that international trade in specimens of wild animals and plants does not threaten the survival of the species. Conventions on international trade in endangered species of wild fauna and flora, that is sites. Next we have the about an international legally binding agreement between the government to ensure that international trade in specimens of wild animals and plants does not threaten the survival of the species. Agencies drafted in 1963 following an IUCN resolution. It came into force in 1975. Parties 184. It is a member. India is a member. Okay. Size appendix is certain list of species according different levels of types of protection from overexploitation. Appendix 1 species are threatened with the extension. International commercial trade is prohibited. Appendix 2 species are not currently threatened, but many become so. Trade requires an export permit and re-export certificate. No import permit in generally needed. Appendix 3 species are listed into a parties request to prevent unsustainable or illegal exploitation. Trade inquiries requires appropriate permits or certificates. Okay. 5.7.11 Aquularia, okay, Melasthenesis, okay, agar wood sites cases exports of agar wood from India move to benefits lakhs of farmers about agar wood. Aquilania Melasthenesis agar wood is an evergreen tree native to northern India, Bangladesh, northwest India, Bangladesh, Bhutan, and parts of Southeast Asia, and is considered as a precious aromatic plant in the region. Economic utility, aromatic plants, oil, and chips both are highly valued in the market. Production IUCN status critical engineering sites. Appendix 2 Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, that is Schedule 4. Next we have the megafauna. Okay, archaeologists discovered world's oldest known 42,000-year-old ostrich nest in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, it would provide key information about the extensions of megafauna in the subcontinent. About megafauna, okay, the term megafauna describes animals above a certain weight, that is threshold of generally above 50 kg. Megafauna may be classified based on the dietary type as mega herbivores or plant eaters, or mega carnivorous meat eaters, and mega omnivores who eat both plants and meats. Anthropogenic pressures on megafauna since late Pleistocene have resulted in dramatic losses, especially in the mega herbivores and mega carnivores. Some excess megafaunal species includes woolly mammoths, sapre, and tooth tigers, giant sloths, etc. Geron chorosaur has not been visually spawned in over a decade. Okay, about Geron chorosaur, a nocturnal bird found only in the eastern coast, exclusively endemic to Andhra Pradesh, specifically within the Sri Lanka Malleshwara Wildlife Sanctuary in Kantappa and Andhra Pradesh. Okay, production status under the integrated development of wildlife habitats, that is IDWH scheme, Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Okay, IUCN status critically endangered W. Bacteria recently study has highlighted that Wolbachia bacteria had manipulated the wasp and Encarsia formosa to entirely get rid of the males. Okay, Encarsia formosa wasp helps controlling populations of white flies, a major agricultural pest. Okay, about Wolbachia bacteria commonly found in nematodes and arthropods, especially insects. These are present in the eggs, but they are absent in the sperm. Okay, due to this, females can transmit them into their offspring, whereas males can't. Okay, next we have the as a result of Wolbachia have evolved ways to manipulate their insect host to produce more female than male progeny. Trigene of Wolbachia plays a crucial role in the showing this feature. Potential application mosquitoes with Wolbachia can be used to reduce number of target mosquito species, for example, and Egyptian mosquitoes. Okay, Centrinchia carnivorous scientists have found a desert mouse, Centrinchia carnivorous, is able to withstand Mars-like environment conditions. Mosses are small, non-vascular, flowerless plants, and the taxonomic divisions Bryophyta. Okay, mosses are commonly found in moist, shady locations and are distributed throughout the world except in salt water. Okay, about Cinctorium carnivorous, it is widespread in several woods, harsh heat locations including Antarctica and the Mojave Desert. Okay, it could be the first possible pioneer species for the colonization of Mars. Araco coffee, okay, Araco coffee found mentioned Prime Minister Spanky Boy about Araku, Arabica coffee growers in the hilly tracts of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha, accredited with geographical indication tag in 2008. Takes its name from the Ankara Valley situated in the eastern Ghats of Andhra Pradesh. The weather of the valley, with its hot days and cold nights, along with the iron-rich soil, allows the coffee to ripen slowly and gives it aromatic richness and a tea. Second, next we have the produced by the tribals with emphasis on organic approach, the use of organic manners, green manuring, and organic pest management practices. Okay, and allow possible new space research and technologies. Okay, successfully tested 100 kg max takeoff weight MTOW unmanned aerial vehicle UAV at the Unming Lab Pass. Okay, next we have the for Unming Lab Pass located at 90,024 feet. 24 feet eastern Ladakh, along the Ladakh range. Also, it is renowned for being the highest corporate road in the world, constructed by the Border Road Organization Bureau under the project Himalaya. Okay. Geostrategic importance of road improves connectivity to the line of actual control. LAC also improves local connectivity in Sishimol benchmark sector to Leh, and also boosts tourism in Ladakh. Okay. Another important process in Ladakh, Karandurga, Changula, Katangalakla, etc. Next, we have the social India's sports ecosystem. This India's Olympic ranking fell on 480 in Tokyo 2022, 21st in Paris. India is preparing to host Olympic 2036 and aspires to become a top 10 sports nations by 2030 and a top 5 countries by 2047. Tomorrow the news, India won 6 medals in Paris with no gold medals, 1 silver, 5 bronze, down from the 7 in Tokyo, 1 gold, silver, 4 bronze. Despite the decline in Paris, was still India's third best Olympic performance, better than Rio 2016's 2 medals. Also, the decline contrasts with improved performance in other events like the 2022 Commonwealth Games and 2021 Summer Deaf Olympics. The recent Olympic slide highlights gaps in India's sports ecosystem despite multiple initiatives taken to improve India's sport ecosystem. India's sporting ecosystem sports is a state subject. Thus, the responsibility for promotion of development of sports in the country, including providing sports facilities, rests primarily with the respective states or UT governments. However, state governments, through its various scheme supplements and the first for state governments, has sports generates revenue and raises country soft power while also having significant contribution to general health and well-being of the players. Okay, despite these benefits, only around 6% of India's population participants in sports, which is much lower than around 20% in the countries like the United States, Australia, and has a high 60% in Japan. Okay, challenges that persist in India's sporting ecosystem, talent and education issues. Despite being the world's most populous country, India sent only 117 athletes to the Paris Olympics compared to the 544 from the United States, that is 572 from France and 460 from Australia. This is due to the lack of early stage talent identification and inadequate accounting mechanisms. Resource constraints. Their sports budget is low as compared to the countries like United States, Germany, and China. Fund underutilization also an issue. For instance, the Khelo India scheme spent only rupees 318 crores out of rupees 500 crores allocated in 2019-20. Parliamentary Standing Committee on Human Resources available. Infrastructure gaps. Sports infrastructure is limited, especially in education institutions and underdeveloped states like Bihar and Jharkhand. Most facilities that meet international standards are contracted into a few states like Haryana, Punjab, and Karnataka. Government issues. India's sports governance is dominated by the politicians and bureaucrats and often suffers from the corruption and unethical conduct. For example, in January 2023, many Olympic medalists accused the then Wrestling Federation of India WFI president and the coaches of the Federation of Sexual Harassment and Mismanagement of Athletes. For example, Mukesh Bhagat's disqualification from Paris Olympic for being 100 grams more weight across India's confirmed silver and potential gold medal. Similarly, anti fungal lost her both due to the exhaustion of oil and starving for 48 hours to lose weight. Okay. Other challenges, lack of awareness about sports opportunities and government of sports, shortage of coaching staff, gender disparities, inequity, attractive private sector support, etc. Okay, initiatives to promote sports ecosystem in India, but gender support budget allocation for the Union Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports has nearly doubled from 2014, 2015 to 2023, 2024. Okay, Khelo India program for unification development of athletes at the grassroots and the elite level. Okay, next we have the Khelo India Rising Talent Identification Kirti program aimed at school children between 9 and 18 years to hunt talent from every nook and corner of the country. Mainstreaming of sport activities of the India movement and the incorporation of sports within the national education curriculum. National Sports Development Fund scheme. The scheme funds and developmental groups of athletes who are medals prospects for the Olympic Games. Corporates and public sector undertakings can contribute to this market. Target Olympic podium schemes tops to provide comprehensive assistance, including funding, specialized equipment, international exposure, top tier coaching, and a monthly allowance to India's top athletes. For one school, one sport policy initiative by the Ministry of Defence for signing schools so they can focus on at least one sporting discipline identified for the respective states or units. use of technology and analytics based on artificial intelligence are being used to predict the sport acumen in an aspiring athlete. They help for strengthening India's sport ecosystem. Driving mindset change. Parents should be made aware of advantages that students with the state of national level accreditation in sports enjoy, like reservation and higher educational institutions and preference in government jobs. Okay, separately, corporates should inculcate sports as a constructive means for awareness among employees. Okay, increase the talent pool, nourish younger talent pool, implement more tournaments. Okay, in schools and commonly based sports programs provide nutrition support and address social barriers and gender inequality in sports. The one Panchayat, one playground initiatives by the Kerala government is a parameter that can be advocated across states to promote sporting culture at the grassroots. One state, one sport policy, region specific traditional sports needs to be promoted to ensure mass participation and cultivate an interest among people. Like localized sports events such as rural Olympics on the lines of water, what the registration Rajasthan government has done should be promoted. Cultivating improving governance structure of sports federation facility independent from the recruitment for the top positions and bridging transparency both in the functioning of federation as well as policy making. Corporate funding of the sports sector, as Indian firms mostly prefer to deploy their CSR money through NGOs, and there is a need of incentivize the formation of NGOs specialized in sports across the country. Supporting multiple disciplines. Indian corporates and entrepreneurs are actively participating in Indian Premier League IPL, which ensures that these games versus consistent publicity. IPL for games like badminton, football, tennis, and volleyball by sponsoring leagues that facilitates owning terms and building sports facilities should be encouraged. Okay, ensuring accountability, implement performance metrics for nutritionists and support staffs of athletes, and fix the accountability for last moment mismanagement. Okay, about Olympic Games Genesis. Olympic Games began in 1996 in Athens, Greece, with the 40 nations competing in 9 sports. Okay, the games are held every 4 years since then. Okay, motto: faster, higher, stronger, reflecting the aim of the Olympic movements from an athletic, technical, moral, and educational perspective. Olympic flag introduced 1920. The flag features like 5 interlocking rings symbolizing the 5 parts of the whole in which the Olympic movement prevails. Olympic flame, it symbolizes positive values of fires with the Olympic toast relay. The flame travels the country in which the games are being held. Okay, starting in a few months before the games begins. Paris 2024 includes 4 additional sports visa breaking, marking its Olympic debut. Sports climbing, skateboarding, and surfing. A court of arbitration of sport (CAS) created. It was created in 1983 to deal with the legal problems that an athlete could face. It is recognized by the Paris Convention signed by the presidents of the IOC among others. Okay, next we have the India and Olympics. India first participated in the Olympics 1900 in Paris, represented by an Anglo-Indian Norman pitcher. Okay, the Indian Olympic Association (IOI) was formed in 1927 with the Sir Dorabji Tata as president, and it was recognized by the IOC the same year. The IOI coordinates with the national sports federations to send teams to the Olympics and other international games. Can you see shots? Immunization in India. WHO UNICEF estimates of national immunization coverage. WIC, okay, that is 2023 released key findings. Global childhood immunization coverage stalled in 2023, leaving 2.7 million children either unvaccinated or under-vaccinated, or 50% of unvaccinated children die within 31 conflict-affected countries. Okay, in 2023, 1.6 million children missed crucial diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. Okay, together called DBT and measles vaccinations. Okay, India lacks human papilloma virus HPV vaccination national programs despite cervical cancer being second highest cancer in women. That is 80% of the female cancers. India and according for 2 million zero-dose children. Zero-dose children are those that lack access to or are never reached by the routine immunization process. Immunization in India, Universal Immunization Program (UIP) has been operational in India since 1985. Mission Indradhanush 2014 was launched as a special drive to vaccine all unvaccinated and partially vaccinated children, pregnant women under the UIP. Because so far 5.46 crore children and 1.32 crore pregnant women have been vaccinated. Intensified mission Indradhanush IMI, that is 5.0 children disease catch-up vaccination, a campaign for children up 5 years of age and pregnant women who are left out. 12 diseases cover diphtheria, whooping cough, tetanus, polio, tuberculosis, measles, and hepatitis B. Pertussis, meaning test again, the man Japanese insect and measles and rubella MR. Okay, challenges faced in limited resources, including trained manpower, poor infrastructure for storage of vaccines and other logistics. Example, inactivated polio, lack of responsibility is restricted only to vaccinate those who came for a visit, no active follow-up, and limited accountability, lack of centralized support systems, pressure to achieve vaccination targets, etc. Lack of WHO tobacco cessation guidelines. The World Health Organization (WHO) has released its first ever clinical treatment guideline for tobacco cessation in adults. It is expected to help more than 750 million tobacco users who want to quit all forms of tobacco but find it difficult to rules. Okay, more than 60% of the world's 1.25 billion tobacco users want to quit it, yet 70% is lack access to effective cessation services, reasons, inefficient health systems, lack of resources, etc. Recommendations combine medications and behavioral interventions. Okay, State of Food Security and Nutrition. The State of Food Security and Nutrition of the World Report recently released. The report has been prepared by the 5 specialized agencies of the United Nations, FAO, IFAA, and UNICEF, WFP, and WHO. Okay, next we have the status of food security and nutrition. The world is far off track to achieve Sustainable Development Goals (SDG) 2. Zero hunger. 111 people faced by the hunger globally in 2023. Between 713 and 757 million people were estimated to be the undernourished in 2023. An estimated 28.9% of the global populations were moderately or severely food insecure in 2023. Okay, next we have the theme of the report focus on the financing to and hunger, food insecurity, and malnutrition in all its form. Okay, in for the new division, absence of the coherent picture of the financial resources span on food security and nutrition, existence of multiple definitions, creating problems like underfinanced areas, issues, accountability of institutions, and tracking of progress. The report puts forward a new definitions of financing for food security and nutrition, refers to the public and private financial resources, both domestic and foreign, directed towards eradicating hunger, food security, and full norms of malnutrition, aims to availability, access, utilization, and stability of nutritious and safe foods, along with strengthening the resilience of agricultural systems. Okay, next we have the current gaps in financing. Okay, public spending on agriculture per capita is very low and not steadily growing. Low income countries LICs and lower middle income countries LMICs. Food security and nutrition take less than a quarter of official development assistance and other official laws, and seems to have been listed a priority for operations. Manhif Forestry. Okay, 84,109 children were rescued by the railways production force under the Operation Enhance Ashley. In the last 7 years, discover operations Enhance Ashley. It is a mission dedicated to rescuing children in need for care and protection across various Indian railway zones. Next, we have the science and technology. Genetically modified GM crops. Why the Supreme Court and pronounced a split verdict on the validity of the decision of Union government granting approval for the environmental release of genetically modified GM mustard crops in 2022. More, there is a split verdict on two judge bench. Okay, one judge held that approval given by the Genetic Engineering Repository Committee (GEAC) in 2022 is viciously defective and contrary to the principle of public interest. The judge ordered that the FSSAI has not conducted any study on the impact of GM mustard on health. The second judge held that the approval was not viciously. The judge has issued directions for strict monitoring by the Union government. The directions passed by the Court of the Union government of India has to evolve national policy regarding GM crops. The policy be formed in consultation with all stakeholders, including states, farmers, groups, etc. What is genetic modification? It was altering an organism DNA. This can be done by the altering and extending the action of the DNA or by adding a new gene altogether. Working when a scientist performs genetic modification to a plant, they insert a foreign gene called transgenic in the plant's own genus. Okay, this could be introduced from one plant to another plant, from a plant to an animal, or form of microorganism to a plant. Like GM mustard crop DMS11. DMS11 is developed by the Center for Genetic Manipulation of Crop Plants, Delhi University. It paves the way for the commercialization of the country's first GM food crops. Okay, GM mustard has not been released for commercial cultivation yet. DMS11 is a result of crossing between two mustard varieties, Verona and East European early here. Okay, this is difficult to do by conventional breeding because mustard is self-pollinating, that is the pollen from the male part. Okay, pollinates and fertilizes the female part of the same time. This course has been done after introducing the Baroness and Buster Reach gene from the soil bacterium Bacillus amylioliquafacaceae. Okay, next we have the Banaras barter system. Okay, the to facilitate cross pollination, male sterile MS lines containing the Bananas gene are crossed with the fertility store RF lines containing the Buster. The Bananas and the Buster lines also contain Borg gene, which confers resistance to herbicides, phospho organic bananas. Can I talk to Mr. Can I talk? Okay, bananas system. Okay, stigma. Okay, the bananas barter system has been already used to commercially produce HD canola, sister crop of mustard hybrids in Canada, 9991995 USA 2001, Japan 2001, and Australia 2002. Okay, next we have the benefits of GM methods in agriculture. Okay, enhanced yield production, that is resistance to pests and diseases, risk also for reduced usage of environment damaging pesticides. Okay, enhanced nutritional value, tolerance to drought, enhanced reducing the use of groundwater. Okay, as genetically modified crops, GM crops in India, BT cotton, it is the first non-food and only approved GM crops in 2002 for commercial cultivation. It was introduced in the protective against the widespread infestation of bollworm. In 2008, it was 24% of the total cotton planted in India, but Bridgeard in 2009, Bridgeard was cleared by GAC for commercial cultivation, but it was put on a 10-year moratorium by the Technical Expert Committee (TEC) following public backlash. Recently, GAC has allowed field trials of two new varieties That is Janak and BS 783 of indigenous developed by Brinjan in United States during 2023. Genetic engineering appraisal committee GAC about it is a scientific committee considered under the rules of manufacture, use, impact, export, and storage of hazardous microorganisms, genetically engineered organisms for cells in 1999, framed under the Environmental Protection Act of 1986. Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay, composing chairman, special secretary, additional secretary, minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay, and co-chairman, representative Department of Biotechnology, responsibility appraisals of proposals relating to the release of genetically engineered GE organisms and products into the environment, including experimental field trials, appraisal of activities involving large-scale use of hazardous microorganisms and recombinants, insertions and industrial production from the Environment Agriculture Regulatory Framework of GM crops in India. Food Safety and Standards Act 2006. It prohibits import, manufacture, use of sale of GM food without FSSAI and approval. Okay, Review Committee on Genetic Manipulation (RCGM). Okay, under the Department of Biotechnology (DPT), this committee monitors various aspects of R&D processes involving GM organisms. Okay, State Biotechnology Coordination Committee (SPCC) reviews the safety and control measures in various institutions handling genetically modified organisms (GMO). District level committee (DLC) inspects, investigates, and report to the SPCC on the genetic engineering appraisal committee (GAC) about compliance or non-compliance of regulatory guidelines for GM crop approval process. It is given on a case-to-case basis after the through scientific evaluation of health and environmental safety as per the applicable guidelines made under the Environmental Protection Act of 1986. Concerns about the GM crops, human health, cultivation of GM herbicides, tolerant crops relies heavily on glyphosate. It has been used as a herbicide in the USA since 1974. Okay, glyphosate was classified as a probable carcinogen by the World Health Organization 2015. Okay, glufosinate ammonium, a herbicide used for killing weeds. Okay, however, it was contended that the HDD trade would destroy the opportunity to do mixed farming prevalent in India because it would affect all vegetation and in and around and the field where the HDD crop is cultivated. Contamination, gene flow from GM crops poses a threat to the wild and weedy crop relatives, non-GM crops and foods and organic farming. For example, there have been transgene escape events in Canada with GM canola, flax, and where wheat and pigs. Okay, effect on honeybees and other pollinators, overuse and of herbicides which may indirectly affect the wheat population of an area and thus reduces the availability of pollen or nectar. For example, negative impacts of HT crops on populations of monarchy butterfly in the United States of America. Corporate control. The high level of corporate concentration in the seed markets has already meant higher prices. Okay, higher prices, limited choices for farmers. Income less with various crops show a substantial increase in production causes a sharp decline in farm grade. Okay, prices happens to farmers price retaliation and causes massive losses. Okay, BT cotton is one of the example where the bumper crop led to the sharp price decline. Way forward, research and development enhances public investment in the R&D for a new seed varieties that are more resilient and less harmful to the sustainability of the sector. Okay, information to the generator for regulatory approval, the description of the plant, its biology and genetic modification, assessment of possible allergenicity and toxicity, expressions of new protein. Okay, parliamentary standing committee report on GM crops and its impact of environment. Okay, recommendations. Okay, next we have the environment and in consultation with agricultural universities. Okay, GEAC should be headed by an expert from the field of biotechnology who has an understanding of scientific data and its implications. Comprehensive study should be undertaken is better access the success of BD goal. And next we have the National Green Hydrogen Mission. Okay, why in the news? The Minister of New and Renewable Energy Resources Energy has released a scheme guidelines for funding of testing facilities, infrastructure and institutional support for development of standards and regulated framework under the National Green Hydrogen Mission. Okay, key features of the budgetary outlay rupees 200 crores till financial year 2025-26. Okay, next we have the objective to identify the gaps in the existing testing facilities for commercial technologies and processes in the value chain of green hydrogen and its derivatives. National Institute of Solar Energy (NIC) will be the scheme implementation agency. CISA implementation methodology. SIA will identify the test facilities. SIA will issue call for proposals. CIP in consultation with MNRE for establishment of testing facilities. The proposals will be evaluated by a project appraisal committee, that is PAC. Selected agency will be recommended by the PAC to MNRE to issuing sanctions. Letter for award shall be issued for executing agency EA by SIA. Funding and disbursement MNRE will fund up to the 100% of the work capital cost, that is the government entities. Next we have what is green hydrogen. GH2. It refers to hydrogen produced through electrolysis, which splits water molecules H2O into hydrogen H2O and oxygen using electricity generated from renewable sources like solar, wind, hydro. Another method for producing GH2 is the basis is from the biomass, which involves gasification of biomass to produce hydrogen. Applications of GH2 fuel cell, electric vehicles, EVs, aviation and maritime industry, fertilizer, refinery, steel, transport, road trade, shipping, power generation. 70% of the capital cost for non-governmental entities. Types of hydrogen: type black or brown or hydrogen, green, gray or hydrogen, blue hydrogen, tranquil hydrogen, pink hydrogen, and green hydrogen. Process: coal classification, methane reformation, coal gasification, and methane reformation with CCUS, pyrolysis, electrolysis, and biomass gasification. Source: coal, natural gas, fossil fuels, methane, nuclear energy, renewable energy. About national green hydrogen mission (NGHM) launched in 2023 with an outlay of rupees 90,744 crores. The duration: phase 1 2023 25 26 and phase 2, that is 27 to 29 30, to make India a global hub for production, usage and exports of green hydrogen and its derivatives. Scheme about facilitating demand creation through exports and domestic utilization. Strategic interventions for green hydrogen transition site program, which includes incentives for manufacturing of electrolysis and production of green hydrogen. A pilot project for steel, mobility, shipping, decentralized energy applications, hydrogen production from the biomass, hydrogen storage. Development of green hydrogen hubs. For example, 3 ports, namely Deen Dayal, Kondla, Gujarat, Paradeep, Odisha, and VU Chidambaram, Trichandrapur have been identified. Establishing a robust framework of regulations and standards. Research and development program. In expected outcomes of the mission by 2030. India's green hydrogen production capacity will reach at least 5 MMT per annum. As renewable energy capacity addition, that is 125 gigawatts, over 8 lakh crore in total investment, create over 6 lakh full-time jobs, 50 MMT per annum, and CO2 emissions are expected to be avoided. Next we have the initial steps taken at the NGHM. GAIL Limited has started India's maiden projects of blending hydrogen in city gas distributions. Green Indoor Madhya Pradesh NTPC Limited has initiated blending of green hydrogen up to 8% of the PNG network. And NTPC Surat Gujarat hydrogen-based fuel cells electric vehicle FC buses in Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh and Leh by NTPC. Oil India Limited has developed a 60 kilowatts a capacity hydrogen fuel cell base, which is hybrid of an electric drive and a fuel cell. Sellers in green hydrogen adoption and economically viability. The Niti Aayog report states that the current cost of producing green hydrogen via electrolysis ranging from $4.10 to $7 per kg is still high to compete with the green or gray or brown hydrogen. Difficulty in hydrogen storage, as hydrogen as a gas typically requires high pressure tanks, 350 to 700 bar tank pressures, and as a liquid requires cryogenic temperatures, because the boiling point of hydrogen at 1 atmosphere pressures, that is minus 250 to 8.8 degrees. Lack of skill the domain of hydrogen production and the workforce demand is expected to reach, and that is equivalent to 2.83 lakhs, encompassing role in design and planning, installation, commissioning, and green hydrogen production units. Resource scarcity: green hydrogen is produced by electrolyzing water, which can require up to 9 liters of water per kilogram of hydrogen as per the International Energy Agency. Lack of global standards on global intensity and safety regulations for green hydrogen. Definitions in transportation, storage, safety, and usage vary widely across countries. Next, we have the way for reduced cost. India has reduced green hydrogen production cost of rupees $1 per kg by 2030 through low cost in renewable energy, local electrolyzer manufacturing, and technological advancements. Incentives for new applications where the viability of using green hydrogen is still early stage. Necessary incentives should be designed. For example, production linked incentive realized scheme for green steel targeting export markets. Research and development: India should invest $1 billion in R&D by 2030 to advance commercial green hydrogen technologies and promote alternative methods like biohydrogen. Initiate green hydrogen standards and labeling programs, that is a digital AI or ML equipped labeling and tracing mechanism. Certification of origin should be initiated. Public entities such as BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, and PESO, the Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization, are expected to take a leading role in the process. Construct an interministerial governance structure. An interdisciplinary project management unit (PMU) with globally trained experts must be created, which can be dedicated full-time resource to effectively implement the mission. Next we have the facial recognition technology. Why the news? Niti Aayog released white paper Responsible AI for All (RAI) on facial recognition technology (FRD). Moreover, the paper examines FRD as a first use case under Niti Aayog's ARAI principles and aims to establish a framework for reasonable and safe development and deployment of FRD within India. About facial recognition technology (FRD), it is an artificial intelligence AI system which allows identifications or variation of a process based on certain images or video data using complex algorithms. FRD can be used for two purposes: 1:1 verification of identity. Facial map is obtained for the purpose of matching it against a person's photograph on a database. Example: 1:1.1 is used to unlock phones. 1:1 identification of identity verification against the entire database to identify the persons in photographs or video. Example: 1:1 is used for mass monitoring and surveillance. How does FRD work? Capturing and scanning facial detection relies on algorithms to detect the presence of human race. Human face extracting facial data. Facial extraction uses mathematical representation to identify distinctive features on individual faces, and comparing database and matching and identifying. The facial recognition involves automatic cross referencing of a person's facial which is with the pre-existing database. Okay, next we have the applications and use cases of our okay security release related uses. Okay, law and order enforcement, identification of persons of interest. Okay, including suspected criminals. Example, Uttar Pradesh. Chinatia for real-time identification of criminals, identification of missing persons. Example, Telanga's Darpan for matching photos and identifying missing children, monitoring and surveillance. Example, China's Kind project, immigration and border management. Example, Canada's faces on the move enables border protection by the prevention of people entering the country using a fake identification. Crowd control, that is example, pan, tilt and zoom surveillance cameras used in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh law for surveillance of large crowds during the Kumbh Mela 2021. Okay, non-security related user verification, authentication of individual identity for access to product services and public benefits using biometrics. Example, using Aadhaar card for authentication based on facial recognition, ease of access to services. Example, contactless onboarding at airport through DigiYatra. Okay. Is in usability such as unique IDs in education institution. Example, National Board of Secondary Education face matching technology education or authentication to access or academic documents. Okay, where the risk associated with the FRC system, inaccuracy FRC systems may lead to the misidentification due to the inaccuracies. Okay, resulting from okay automation bias and underrepresentation in databases. It may lead to disparities in AI systems based on skin tone, race, gender, etc. Lack of accountability. Okay, technical factors. These includes interesting factors like facial expression, aging, plastic surgery, etc. and extrinsic factors like illumination, post variation. Okay, occultation of quality or image. Okay, glitches of perturbations. FRD systems can be supported by minor tweaks that are insignificant to humans but can render the technology ineffective. The lack of training of human operators FRD systems requires a human operator or to either verify to act on outputs provided by the FRD systems. Okay, concerns regarding accountability, okay, legal liability and grievance redressal with the complexity in computational algorithms and protection surrounding the trade secret and intellectual property of FRD systems. Okay, right-based issues like Supreme Court and Justice for okay, Putaswamy versus Union of India has recognized right to information autonomy is a facet to the of the right to privacy and Article 21 guarantees.